Yo, what up boys? So, yesterday I received a message from Skorpid and he said that there was absolutely 0 bots today. He had been looking everywhere and I had the exact same experience. I took a full day where I would just be hunting bots and basically trying to work on the fish bots because they are still everywhere. Level 20 bots in Teneris, in Feralis, Hinterland, Stranglethorn Vale and Ashara. And I haven't really been able to deal with those guys. Before I was going to do that, I wanted to hunt some of the regular bots that was on the server and I couldn't find a single one. And Skorpid had the same experience. So I think that we actually cleaned up the majority of the bots on Soulseeker, which is very, very cool. And now we need to get started on the fish bots because those are the ones that control the Petri Flask market at the moment, and they're making a fortune off of these fish. So we're going to look into that next. There are still some bots that is unkillable for us because the operator of the bot is actually manually looking over the operation, meaning that whenever we enter the zone, for instance, this bot is being... This particular operator has a couple of bots in Feralis as well as Winterspring. As soon as I or Skorpid or anyone else enters the zone, which is known by the operator, they will either lock off, change layer, change zone, and sometimes they will just dismiss their pet and then use Shadow Melt in a corner somewhere until you leave the zone. So this bot operator is very difficult to kill, and I suppose that the only way that we can deal with him is actually just mass report them. They are botting 99.999% of the time. The only, you could say, the only moments that they are not botting is whenever we would enter the zone and try to find the bot. Then they start to manually take over in order to avoid us. So it's still a bot, he just manually looks over the operation. So today we are going to do something a little different. At the website currently we have 99 kills uploaded to the website. We have burned almost $6,000 from the botters. Very, very cool stuff. I have chosen 3 clips that I want to showcase you guys from people on the leaderboard. And those 3 clips are based off creativity, how ballsy they are, and also the problem that I see is the biggest problem right now, which is the fish bots. And I want to encourage other classes than just hunters to get onto the leaderboard. I'm fairly sure that almost any class can probably kill bots in one way or another, and specifically the fish bots would be very, very cool for people to look into because there is really no level requirement. They are always like level 20 or 21, and in Stranglethorn Vale, for instance, people found a way to deal with them in a very, very cool way. And that's one of the clips that I want to show you. So, for our first top 3, I will be looking at creativity. And it goes straight out to this guy, Tribute, because he found a way to deal with the fish bots, regardless of what class they are. You'll see that I am able to kill fish bots which are warlocks or hunters because they have a pet, and that makes a weird interaction whenever you do scattershot. But Tribute, in this clip, he shows us that you're basically able to kill any bot, regardless of what class they are, because of the mob that he's using. He's basically kiting a witch doctor, one of the troll witch doctors from mid Stranglethorn Vale, all the way through Stranglethorn and up the coast to where the fish bots are farming. And because this witch doctor puts down totems, he's able to take out both paladins and mages from using this mob. Super creative. I fucking love it because the fish bots is what annoys me the most at the moment because those are the ones that we can't really deal with. They stand usually in some very rural spaces on the map that is very, very difficult for us to deal with. So super cool Tribute, and thank you for showing me this. I hope other guys will pick up on this and do it as well. Now, second place goes out to Skorpid, and this is for 2 different reasons. First, he's number 1 on the leaderboard, which should always count for something. And number 2, his amazing pet control. Usually in hardcore, when you die in a dungeon group, it is probably because of the hunter, because he uses multi-shot or because he's terrible at controlling his pet. Well, some hunters are very, very good at this, and some hunters actually are able to play better than most people because they have their pets. And this is one of the ways that you can illustrate it. So instead of going into Eye of the Beast as hunters usually do to kill bots, Skorpid is just manually going to control his pet and also heal it during his time of picking up mobs and bring them to the bot. So things we have to notice here is that he has track humanoids on. And the reason for this, you'll see later, it's when he tries to locate the bot. Because he is using so much of his focus to collect these mobs and continue on extending the leash of the mobs that is already chasing. So every time he connects it onto a new mob, he uses Screech on that new mob as well as all of the mobs that is following the pet already. So he further extends the leash. And now I will go to the point where he's offloading the wolves onto the bot here. He does the classic scattershot combo here. Unfortunately, his own pet was out. If his own pet was dismissed at this time, all of the mobs would be on the bot as of once, but it's all good. So right now there's 2, I believe there's 2 on the bot, and there's actually 5 wolves on top of Skorpid right now. And Skorpid knows that if you run for 10 to 12 seconds, the mobs will change target. It's always like this in World of Warcraft. That is why safe spot works for these bots. So he didn't even have to feign death here. And Skorpid is like, yeah, I might as well collect 2 more mobs. Even though there's already 9 mobs hitting. Now there's 7 mobs. Now there's 9 mobs going to hit the bot here. Yeah. The Void Walker is dead, and there's nothing that he can do. There's the health pot, and when they get low HP, they start to run. Always. That's how these Warlock bot works. Super cool, bro. Nice pet control, and you're on top of the leaderboard, so you're doing a very, very good job. And this is the very reason why we cannot find any bots to kill anymore, because people are actually very efficiently killing these guys. Now, top 1 for this week goes to Grancapitan motherfucking Tan, baby. And the reason is he's using the Overlord. So he's getting for the most ballsy bot kill for this week. This mob is so overtuned that you need to be 5 people in order to kill it. And you still almost daily you see people die to this mob. Because people get a quest which is outside BRD. They're like, yeah, I can take this, no problem. And then they fucking die. I myself tried to use this mob a while ago. In order to kill the bot. Very, very stupid. If I had resisted my feigned death, I wouldn't have been alive today. But Grancapitan, he pulls it off. He even gets to maybe 10% HP 5 times doing this pull. So it's very impressive that he even gets all the way up here without dropping aggro and say, fuck it, I will find a different way to kill the bot. So now we're at this point where he can see the bot, but he needs Overlord to cast a Fire Nova. And as you see, the Overlord doesn't have a lot of mana. It starts to regenerate after a couple of seconds, and he still needs it to get it to about 300 mana before it can do a Blast Wave or a Fire Nova. And right there we see the Fire Nova. This doesn't mean that he can drop aggro and run away as of right now. It only means that the cat right now, which is the pet of the bot, would attack Overmaster after it is done with this spider. And then he can drop the aggro. So you see now the pet is engaged. Now the bot is on the aggro table. And you can see Grancapitan can now bobble and run away. We see right over here to the right side. He still has 20k threat on Overmaster, so he needs to get out of the range so the mob disappears out of his vision, as you see right here. Now his threat is reduced to 0, and it's the bot versus this mob alone. And the good thing is the bot is going to use all of its mana to try to heal the pet, and if we are lucky, he doesn't have mana for feign death. Most hunters, most of the bot hunters, they don't use feign death anyway. He just takes it right here. It is going to, he's going to start to run in a bit, and it does look like he might get a feign death off, but I can confirm this guy died. He is not on any of the armory lists, so he did lose his character right here. Boom. He's dead. It's not a feign death, he actually died, even though no text comes up. Very good shit. Thank you guys for watching this top 3. Thank you for all of you who have submitted clips. We're way above 100 clips, and I get between 5 to 10 submitted to the website every single day. So it's super cool. I have promised you guys that I want to give some cash prizes to the people on top of the leaderboard. Unfortunately, I am lawfully not able to do this because of real money trading rules. I cannot ask people to do something in game and give them cash in exchange. So I would need to give prizes to people in a different way. I don't know if this should be a bunch of energy drinks or buy them a keyboard or something like this. I don't know what actually breaks the rules of real money trading, but I will need to find a way to do this. It could maybe also be gold, and you're practically doing something where I give you gold in game, but then I would not be able to fund the people that do this on the North American server, since I only play on EU. But I suppose we'll figure some shit out. Thank you guys for watching, and next week I will make another top 3, or maybe even the top 5 if we get some cool stuff going.